A power struggle is quietly unfolding behind the scenes in Cleveland. One side believes in patience, structure, and sticking to the script. The other is pushing for a spark, a shift, a new direction. At the center of it all is a young talent putting in the work, earning praise from the top, and still waiting for his chance. Despite the signs, the support, and the mounting pressure, the decision-makers remain unmoved. What's really going on inside the Browns organization? Stick around. What you're about to hear changes everything. But first, click the like button and come with me and tell me everything. Jimmy Haslam made one thing very clear in a private conversation with reporters Diana Rossini and Ian Rappaport. Shedeur Sanders is putting in the work. He's showing up early, staying late, grinding during off days, and still not getting a shot with the first team. And that's not speculation. That's straight from the owner himself. Haslam emphasized that inside the building, there's no noise, no drama, just a serious young quarterback coming in with the right mindset, hungry to earn his reps. And if you needed a sign of how much the Haslam family is behind him, just look at the stands during the Dolphins game. His kids were wearing Shedeur Sanders jerseys. That says a lot. It tells us that ownership is invested in Shedeur. They believe in him. But the man in charge of playing time? Not so much. Kevin Stefanski hasn't given Shedeur a single rep with the starters. Not in camp. Not during games. Not even in garbage time during a 31-6 blowout loss to the Dolphins. That's when most teams rest their starters, let the young guys get some real NFL experience. Stefanski didn't. Then against the Patriots, Shedeur was ruled inactive with a back injury, one that wasn't even reported until Friday, despite him participating in warm-ups. You want to talk about fishy? That's got red flags all over it. Even media personalities like Skip Bayless, who rarely have credible takes, weighed in, calling the situation bizarre and pushing for a trade or for Stefanski to be fired. Look, we're not saying Stefanski is sabotaging Shedeur's career, but the facts suggest he's doing everything in his power to avoid playing him. Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel. The guy Stefanski is backing. He's at 4 starts now. 4. And in that Patriots game? 2 interceptions, one of them just absolutely baffling, 3rd and 7, nothing there, and he forces a throw into tight coverage. Then another play, deep in his own end zone, he throws it into empty space. That's intentional grounding, that's a safety, and that's a rookie-level mistake. This team was down 20, and Gabriel was still throwing checkdowns on 4th and 15. You want the stat line? 156 passing yards. 2 interceptions. A quarterback rating of 25.8. That's dead last in the NFL, right above only Cam Ward. That's the guy Stefanski is choosing to develop, giving first-team reps to, standing behind week after week. And here's what's even more frustrating for fans. Gabriel didn't earn this. Back in the preseason, Shedeur outplayed expectations in his limited action, especially against the Panthers in Week 1, but still found himself buried on the depth chart behind Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and Gabriel. Only when trades and benchings cleared the way did he move up, but never past QB3. When Flacco was benched, Shedeur didn't move up to QB2. That spot went to Gabriel, again. And now, for games into Gabriel's starting tenure, with little to no growth and no wins to show for it, there's still hesitation to give Shedeur a real chance. Even owner Jimmy Haslam acknowledged the sample size for Gabriel is small. 3 games isn't a great sample size, he said before Sunday, but what about 4? 5? 6? At what point do you admit this experiment isn't working? At what point do you stop coddling a system quarterback and see what a guy with genuine upside like Shedeur can do? And don't forget, Shedeur was a 5th-round pick. Not because of talent, but because he fell. He slipped in the draft and landed in Cleveland with a chip on his shoulder, and all he's done since is prove he belongs, through his work ethic, his commitment, his desire to earn every snap. Now, the schedule is something fans are looking at closely. Many think Week 10, right after the bye, is the moment. That's the Jets game. A struggling defense, a game where the Browns can test their young quarterback without throwing him into the fire. And let's not overlook Week 14, against the Titans, when he could potentially face off against Cam Ward, the same QB who went just ahead of him in the draft. That would be cinematic. That would be electric. That could be the start of something special. But only if Stefanski stops dragging his feet. And here's the thing, The longer they wait, the more they risk damaging Shedeur's development. He's already doing everything on his own. Working out off-site. Practicing without first-team reps, studying, grinding, waiting for an opportunity that may never come if this coaching staff stays stubborn. And fans are noticing. Analysts are noticing. Even ESPN Cleveland is asking the same question, what are you waiting for? Because here's the reality, if Shedeur gets a shot and fails, at least you know. Then you can say, okay, it wasn't the QB, it was everything else. It was the offensive line. It was the weapons. It was the system. But if you never try, then what's the point of even drafting him? We've already seen Deshaun Watson struggle. We've already seen Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and now Dylan Gabriel fail to move the offense consistently. If Shedeur can't do it either, then it's time to blow it up in the offseason and build something around whoever's next. But right now, there's no excuse not to give the kid a shot. None. So Browns fans, what do you think? What week should Shedeur Sanders get his first start? Week 10? Week 14 against the Titans? Or should he have already started by now? Let us know in the comments. Jimmy Haslam left the door open, saying the team is going to continue working with both quarterbacks. But while ownership may see potential in both Gabriel and Sanders, it's Kevin Stefanski who controls the game day decisions. And that's where the roadblock is. Stefanski's refusal to even prepare Shedeur for potential game action is more than just cautious, it's limiting. It's as if the coaching staff has already made up their mind before giving him a fair shot. And if that's the case, why keep him on the active roster at all? Because right now, all signs point to a coach protecting his playbook more than developing his future. This disconnect isn't just about quarterback reps, it speaks to a deeper issue inside the Browns organization. When a young talent like Sanders is putting in the effort, earning praise from ownership, and still being iced out by the coaching staff, it raises real questions about leadership and direction. Especially when the guy you are backing, Gabriel, is statistically the worst starting QB in the league right now. A 25.8 QBR is indefensible. And yet, the Browns keep trotting him out there as if something's going to magically change. And let's not forget, this isn't just about performance, it's about timing. The Browns are entering the bye week. This is the moment. If you're going to make a switch, now's the time. Let Shedeur take first-team reps in practice. Give him 2 weeks to prepare. Build a game plan around his strengths. That's how you find out what you really have. That's how you build for the future. But if this staff keeps doubling down on a failed experiment with Gabriel, fans have every right to demand answers. Because at some point, accountability has to matter. And that brings us back to Kevin Stefanski's job security. Haslam defended him publicly, saying he's done a good job rallying the troops and has had some tough breaks. But let's be real, Stefanski's offense hasn't been dangerous in years. It's gimmick plays, busted protections, and stalled drives. When your own players and opposing coaches are questioning your system, that's not just bad luck, that's coaching failure. If you want to prove you're still the guy for the job, then make the bold move. Show the fan base you're not afraid to evolve. Because if you keep sticking to what's clearly broken, you're going to lose the locker room, the fans, and eventually, your job. Browns fans, is this coaching staff helping or hurting the future of Shedeur Sanders? Should ownership step in and force a change if Stefanski keeps holding him back? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel for more news. Go Browns!